How you doing, everybody? This is Jimmy the Bull at MuscleMaster.com. I'm here today to share with you my personal power straps, how to help you become the best power bodybuilder I can possibly be. Training through injury, gaining strength, and now I'm going to share with you how you can get the extra mile in the gym, pushing and pulling and getting through the exercises. These are the best power straps you'll ever use. Go to MuscleMaster.com to get the full demonstration.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
And we are live. Welcome to the Jim Lee Show. Hey, Jimmy, it's just you and me today because we've taken over RX, and I reckon we can get this channel cancelled within an hour.
Can you hear me? Is my audio good?
Because, I can hear you good, Jimmy.
I just received a phone call 2 seconds before the show, and sometimes it screws me up. So I'm figuring that, you know, me and you, we must have some clout, man. You know,
Nate, what the people know what they want, Jimmy. And as I sit here, I can see Jimmy the Bull. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Lee. This is great from Wild Joker. Nice entrance. Hi, guys. Lee and Jimmy, the new HMR. That's right, Ken, Jimmy and Lee, the new HMR. We talk everything here: transgender, politics. You want to ask a question, we'll talk about it, because Jimmy and Lee, we don't give a fuck. Or can you say fuck? I don't know. We might have just got demonetized in fucking 30 seconds.
Oh my God. Poor Dave. It's going to be the last show he's ever going to have.
Dave's heart was doing good. He's just logged on. He's just having palpitations. Dave, hope you're doing good there. Hope the pacemaker, whatever you got in, fucking doesn't go too whack while we're on. Shit.
Oh my God. I actually called him yesterday. I had a dream about him, and I wanted to tell him about the fucking dream, but you know,
well, maybe he doesn't want to hear anything. Maybe he doesn't want to hear anything sexual right now, Jimmy, while he's on his medications. You got to tell him those dreams later when he can take it all in.
Well, I was going to leave that part out. There was another part. There was it was a 2-part dream, you know, and it was a very nice dream, actually. How did it start off? What was the first part? What made you dream of Dave? What were you doing? What was the scenario, Jimmy, that you were having with him? Well, in the dream or before the dream? In the dream. There was a lot of hugging and kissing going on. A lot of hugging and kissing, yes. A lot of motions, you know.
And where did this come from? Did you have a few drinks before bed, Jimmy?
Well, I do. Sometimes I have to have a little wine because I can't sleep, so I have to nod down a couple of glasses. You know, actually, I was going to have one right now while I was on the show. But
you should have.
Yeah.
Sir.
So basically, you know, I because the whole thing with Dave with the I love him. You know.
Well, but the dream didn't just start off hugging and kissing. Like all of a sudden, you went in the dream and there you were hugging and kissing. It must have led up to this. What was the foreplay before this happened, Jimmy?
Well, it was a lot of fogginess going on prior to the.
That's the real hit. No, Bill Cosby fucking little drink there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like it's like the when you do something like hideous in your past and your mind blocks it out. It's something kind of like that. So it was kind of like that was blocked out. And then I just got to the part where I was hugging, because I love Dave and I was very upset about what he had to go through. So naturally, in the dream, I know when I talked to him when he came out of it, and I was just hugging and kissing him in the dream, and I wanted to tell him that, and it was very emotional.
What bit were you trying to block out beforehand? Because I know you're a religious person, Jimmy, and I know that you're into God and religion. Is this going back to when you were an altar boy at the Catholic Church? You're trying to block something out.
When I used to walk down the aisle.
when you're like kneeling down and the priest said, "Open your mouth to accept the body of Christ," and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
put his cock in your mouth. Is that what you're trying to block out?
No, I was actually, when he's on the altar and he does the little thing, with the pay and he's doing all that, I was the guy
Yeah.
underneath the table. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Ah,
that's right.
that's what you're trying to block out. Yeah, it's like
Hey, I got
I've
I got a
always,
lot of mental
yeah.
problems,
Jimmy's like, I heard about the coming of Christ, but this is a bit full on.
Yeah, yeah.
The priest
Yeah,
coming in my mouth is a bit.
yeah, yeah. I didn't understand that part. You know what I mean? But everything
Yeah,
else,
yeah. I thought it was meant to be red wine, not thick, gooey white wine. What the
Yeah.
fuck's that going on? Jimmy,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
but I was very upset about Dave's surgery. I really was. I was very nervous for him, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it turned out. Like I said, I gave him a call yesterday. Maybe he was busy. I don't know. Maybe he was sleeping, but I wanted to see how he was doing. So my heart was with him. With that.
It
Even though
does.
after we get done with the show, he's probably gonna get kicked off the air.
But Dave will be calling you.
He's gonna be calling me. Yeah, that'll get him to call me. Yeah, right.
City's in the background. City's in the background, making sure we stay on track and we
Oh, he
stay.
is? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because a
so
minute ago he said he wanted nothing to do with it.
somebody asked me where did Dave and I first meet. I can't remember. Probably might have been at an expo somewhere when Dave was with MD, I guess, and I was with MD. So I'm trying to think of maybe at a contest or an expo when we first met. But if you have any questions, there's a lot of trolls on here already. But the trolls, I never understand trolls how they
Yeah,
dislike people or dislike something, but yet they
yeah.
got nothing better to do with their life than sit on here and comment. It's like, how
Well,
pathetic would your
well,
life have to be,
give,
Jimmy?
give me an example of a troll there. What are they saying? These people. Like, what's a
Let's
troll?
see.
What does a troll actually say? Because
This could just be anonymous. Jimmy, did you just come from the gay bar?
ah,
Lee, you're
okay.
telling the same jokes every minute or something.
Who's telling the
Jimmy
same
is
jokes? You?
me. Mm.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Uh, but what I still don't get is it's like, why do people? Where's Dave? Dave's in hospital, Mark. It's like, why do people follow people just to? Could you imagine? Like, I don't
Yeah.
like tennis. I hate tennis. I respect
Right.
tennis. I might watch the finals at a Wimbledon, but
Right.
if I was just going on, like, say, YouTube right now, they go, well, wait a minute.
Right.
Djokovic and Nadal are going live. Let me
Yeah.
go on and watch Djokovic and Nadal. I fucking hate them, but I'm going to go on and just sit there
Yeah.
going, your backhander sucks. You fucking suck. Tennis sucks. You fucking, ball boy, play with your balls.
Did you just come from the gay bar?
Yeah. It's like, what mentality do you have to sit there and just talk shit about stuff that, like, I don't get it. But at least,
Yeah, I
look,
don't understand.
I guess without us, Jimmy, these people don't have a life. So even if they
Yeah.
write shit about us, without us, we're giving them reason to live because obviously they got nothing else. Jeremy, I love you too, buddy. I love you too. Lee, are you the shortest bodybuilder of all time? Nice try with the small, short jokes, but try. Look, if you're going to insult me, people, try be original. The dwarf, the shortness, the steroids, all those are a bit. Try think outside the box, okay? Try get
This is
outside your mother's box and
this
just.
is like the bashing party. Jimmy and Lee. Let's
No, look,
bash
someone
him.
said stop feeding into it and stop playing into it. You
Yeah.
goofy little wimp. No, I'm a goofy wimp. Again, I'll say this. In all my years, I've been called a wimp and everything else. I come on here, like when Jimmy and I were at Venice Beach,
Oh,
I said the
God.
time I'm going to be at the beach. I
Yeah.
said the time I'm going to be at
Right,
Gold
yeah.
Street.
Where were they?
I said the time I'm going to be at
Yeah.
Flex Lewis's gym. I
Yeah.
said the time I'm
Right.
going to be at the expo. And no
Yeah.
one's come up to me face to face to take me on. So unless you're going to take me on face to face, stop
Right.
talking shit up here because none of
Yeah.
yous ever show up. So talk
Yeah.
your game, but until you come and see me face to face,
Yeah.
you're fucking pussies. You just look stupid. So keep going. But Jimmy,
I
have you
don't-
ever had someone come up to you at an expo who talks shit online and go, hey, Jimmy, I'm that guy that said you're a fuckwit online, and I'm going to call you a fuckwit to your face. Have you ever had someone do it? No. No,
No, I never quite had that not happen. No,
no,
absolutely. I mean, I tell you, but when I was going to the expos back in the day, I met all super nice people, man. Everybody that came
exactly.
to the booth,
Hmm.
yeah, everybody came to the booth. You know, I gave them an 8x10, shook their hands. You know, they
Hmm.
told me about their families. I told them about
Yeah,
my, you know, just super nice people. Then I never really used to go to the you know, the bodybuilding show at night, you know. So
yeah, yeah.
I used to go out.
I'm the
So
same. Hmm.
yeah, so some of the people that used to come to the booth, you know, they would say, Jimmy, where you gonna hang out tonight? Where you going? I said, yeah, man, I'm going to the fucking Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah, man, what time are we gonna be? I said, probably like 7, you know, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Oh, I'll
Hmm.
meet you. So they used to, you know, people used to come down to the Hard Rock Cafe and they used to meet us, you know. And this when I was
Yeah,
running around with me and Frank, we would always go out after the expo and go have something to eat, a couple of cocktails. You know, sometimes we'd meet the fans out there. They would come meet us. I never had anybody come up to me like you
yeah.
said and say, "Hi, Jimmy. I was that guy on the thread that said, you know, did you just come from the gay bar? You know, because I don't, you know, I don't think that really would have went over too well with me because
No.
I think I'm
Well,
the farthest thing, you
it
know.
seemed like back then too they were a bit more respectful, whereas now, back then people just come up and say how you going, how you training. I like
Yeah,
what you do. I like the articles in the magazines because there wasn't so much
yeah.
social media.
No,
But
there
now, you know,
wasn't.
the first question someone comes up there, I'm thinking of taking GH. What did you used to take? How much GH should I take? And I'm looking
Yeah.
at them going, fuck, do you even
Yeah.
go to the gym before you're going to take GH? You don't even look like you go. It looks like, I was almost going to say, fuck, mate, looks like in stage 4 cancer. I didn't know you even went to the gym. I just thought you were dieting down.
You know, I got
But
to say another thing too, Lee. Like back in the day when it was just magazines, right? Like
mhm.
remember one night me and you we were drinking on the FaceTime. We were showing all the
Yeah,
we were going
yeah,
back and forth with the magazines, right? We were having a
yeah.
magazine off that night.
That's before the clothes come off. I remember
Yeah, right.
Jimmy firing. Oh,
But that was a lot. That was a lot of, you know. Well, you
that
spent
was
many
before the
nights in my.
weapons and the bombs and the
I
grenades come out.
was gonna say you
People,
spent.
let me tell you something. You've never had a conversation with Jimmy until he's piss drunk. He's pulling out the shotguns, the weapons, and he's loading
Oh
them.
my
And I
God.
say to him, I'm glad you haven't got a grenade. And Jimmy goes, wait a minute, Lee. And he pulls a grenade out. And he's like, look, it's still got the pin in it. Seeing a drunk man play with a pin in a grenade. It's like, Jimmy, put it down,
Oh my
Jimmy. Put
God.
it down. He's
That
like,
was too
what, Lee?
funny.
Look, it's not coming out.
And Dave was like, "Where the hell did you get a grenade?"
I was
I got
actually
all kind.
worried that night when we hung up because I'm thinking, Jimmy's laying in bed with 3 loaded weapons.
I did. I slept with them.
I know, and I was
Oh
thinking,
my
I
God.
hope the safety's on
Oh
because
my God. Oh.
if Jimmy rolls over and the safety's off and he touches the trigger,
I'm either gonna kill myself or the neighbor, right? It's gonna go
oh,
through the wall.
I know.
But anyway, back what I was saying, because you know, me and you, we spent many nights in each other's homes,
Yeah,
via Skype and all that, right? I was at your
virtually,
house.
yes,
Yeah,
virtually.
yeah, virtual, right? Yeah,
It's like the '90s version of safe sex.
right, exactly, right. So I was at your house for Thanksgiving with your mom and everybody, right?
Hmm.
And then we've done other things together on the.
We don't need to tell everything, Jimmy.
Yeah, you know, when I was supposed to come to Vegas, you know, you toured the hotel room for me. You showed me my
Ah,
bed. It was not. Anyway, so what I'm trying, the point I'm trying to make is, I think, I mean, social media is great, you know, for a lot of people, but I think it was more exciting when you met the, you know, like when I was in the magazines. There was no Instagram or nothing like that. So when you met me at the booth,
mhm.
it was exciting because all
I
you
just
saw
want to
was.
say hi to Xavier. Xavier's saying hello from Desktop Bodybuilding.
Oh, how you doing, Xavier?
He's down here in Australia. He's actually close to me, so I'm going to try to catch up with him next week, and I can probably
Oh,
destroy his channel too.
yeah, yeah. So, you know, what the cool thing was, you know, people saw you in the magazines and all that, you know, and you know, muscular development and flex and Iron Man, all that. So that when
Hmm.
they finally meet you, I think the excitement was the level of excitement was higher because
Yeah.
they only saw you in the magazine. Now they're seeing you
Hmm.
live. You know, it was like,
It's almost
you
like
know,
you're meeting and actually meeting a real superstar or something like an actor.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, because all they had was magazines. So,
Hmm.
um, I mean, like today. with the
Today
all
they
this.
just walk past and go, Lee Priest, fuck him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jimmy the Bull, yeah, that gay bastard.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna
go.
go see Trevor Smith down here. Trevor Norton. He's an influencer. He knows all his stuff. He's got the bro science on everything.
So I think, like, I don't know. I think maybe the Instagram and the TikToks, and I think it takes away a little bit of the excitement, because like when people meet me, like where was that the other day?
I don't want to cut you off, Jimmy, but a Shane on here, Shane Childers. I'm not sure if he's being true or not. He goes, Jimmy, I have a guitar amp I want to send you for free.
Really?
Yeah. But really, he might just want your address, Jimmy, to send it to.
I could give him my my business address. He could send it there.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy said he'll love you. I am being completely honest. Well, he's being honest. So Shane Childers wants to send you a guitar amp.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And actually, somebody said they want to hear you play the guitar. Have you got your guitar handy before you go back to your story of the magazines?
Yeah.
Hey, we're all over the shop here. We don't stick to one subject here. We're all over the place like a mad woman's breakfast.
So yeah, I have my acoustic. I don't have my the guy. So Shane's, what's his name? Shane
Childers.
Yeah.
He said to reply back to him on Instagram. So Shane, send Jimmy a message on Instagram. Jimmy will send you his address on Instagram, and he'll send you a amp for your guitar.
Yeah, it's nice, definitely. Yeah, because my amp blew up. I had to throw it out actually. So, but
you're strumming it too hard.
I got Was that sexually? All right, so here we go. Yes, sir.
Strumming my pain with his fingers. I'll play something we know, Jimmy. Play something we know. Jimmy played that much. He got a phone call.
One of the fans called me.
I know. Well, it's not me this time. It ain't me calling. Look at that. That was House of the Rising Sun. Beautiful. No, that's anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, the excitement of listen. I like the media today. It's pretty cool. I'll be honest with you, but I don't know. I think it takes away from, like I said, the
your microphone. Your microphone's gone funny now because you got a phone call, I think.
Yeah, I know. Let me see if I could. I'll turn my headset off, turn it back on, see what happens. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I can hear you breathing still, Jimmy. It sounds like an erotic phone call.
My headset is not going off. I don't know why. How's it sound? Still fucked up?
Yeah, it still sounds a bit staticky.
Yeah. I don't get phone calls all fucking day. I go on the show and I get these phone calls.
That's God. He knows when you're on. He wants to call you.
Let's see if I can turn this thing off. Hold on. I'll turn it back on.
You take it off your head and look at the off button. Then you'll be able to see what you're doing. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
All right. Fuck the headset then.
Fuck the headset. Yeah. You can still hear. It just sounds like you're in a room like me.
I like
someone said restart your computer. Jimmy's on his phone, and we don't want Jimmy restarting anything because if he logs out, he won't know how to log back in.
Hold on, let me see if I can get the headset back on. With the headset, I'm echoing right now, right? Boring banana.
Okay, hold on. How's that? Better?
Let me listen. Talk.
How's that, Lee? How am I sounding now? Am I sounding?
Well, that sounds wonderful, Jimmy.
Am I sounding lavishing?
You sounded like Rocky Balboa had a stroke.
Oh my God. So yeah, I might be going down to Florida in a couple of weeks. So
Okay, to see Mr. G.
I have to I don't know, a few shows back I delivered a boat. You remember that?
I remember. I remember that.
I know. So anyway, you know, it's fucked up. My friend, you know, Craig, good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Jimmy, can you take my boat down to Florida? You know, and I did. You know, I said, all right. You know, so he bought a brand new trailer. The poor guy. He paid a lot of money for it, thousands. And I pulled into a gas station. I think it was down in Georgia. And it was a very, very crowded gas station. I mean, so I just wanted to get in there, get the fuel, and get the hell out of there. So I don't know, in the gas stations, I don't know in Australia if they have it, but in the gas station they have these big metal fucking U things on the end of the pumps on each end.
Right.
I guess so people don't cream the pumps, right? So I came in and I was hanging the left-hand turn. I got the fuel. I was bullshitting on the headset to my brother, and I got done and I pulled out, and the rear tire hooked on the on that metal thing, and all of a sudden the truck stopped, right? Boom! And I looked in the mirror. I said, "Oh my God!" It crushed the whole fender in onto the tire.
Was the boat rocking on top like this?
No, I wouldn't go anywhere. The thing hit the freaking, you know, and I drive a trailer for a living. You imagine? I was embarrassed. So I had to back out, pull off, and I went over to the side, and I couldn't get I was trying to get the fender off the tire because the fender just crushed onto the tire. So thank God there was this nice guy. He was watching me struggle. He got out of his car with this crowbar, and he gave it to me, and I stuck it under the fender, and I was trying to get the fender up off and I finally got it enough, you know, just enough room where I made it the rest of the way, you know. But when I got to the destination, Greg was like, I says, Greg, he goes, thank you for taking the boat down. I says, absolutely, Greg. I says, but I got to tell you something. I fucked up your fender. You know, so he looked at it. He goes, nah, fuck it. Don't worry about it. He goes, as long as the boat's okay.
You should have said somebody else did it. When I was at the garage, some asshole reversed into it.
I could have told that, but I don't know. I'm too honest. So yeah, so I mean,
let me ask the fans here. What would they like Jimmy and I to discuss? Hold on, let's have a look.
Oh God, don't ask him that.
Hold on, we've got Jimmy Jr. across the street is selling his house. Dynamic duo, truly. Look at the picture of Jimmy behind him. That's Jimmy.
Which one? I got a lot of them.
Jimmy, you're the best. I want Jimmy to do my floors with the white oak. How much?
Oh, like
Flat
Dave's
Earth.
house.
Hold on. Okay, we've got a few topics here.
Well, we got Lee over here too.
Nick Trigilli.
I need, you know, Lee. I need a real picture, Lee. I like this picture, but you got to send me a real one.
I've sent you plenty on your phone, Jimmy. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know, but I got to get like a one that's you know I can put on the wall.
Putting a dick pic up on the wall on a 10x8 might look a bit weird.
I got to get one from Dave too.
Somebody wants to talk about flat Earth. Shane wants to talk about trans people, sex. Oh, which one will we go with? Trans people or
trans?
What about this at the moment? How dumb is the American government that they're going after Trump over this Stormy Daniels bullshit? It's like
I know.
Does America realize how silly they look to the rest of the world when this is how many times they've gone after Trump, and now we're going after him for Stormy Daniels because he wrote it down as some sort of business expense and he lied on what it was for and this and that. I'm thinking, give up. When you got Hunter and his father and the laptop and all the emails that you can verify talking about deals with China, the Ukraine and everywhere else. And it's like, unbelievable. Why aren't we talking about this? Here's Sid. Look, talk about politics and here comes Sid.
So I want to tell you something. I went to a pizzeria. I was upstate, you know, because I'm doing doubles with the trailer now. I'm going upstate twice.
This has a lot to do with Trump, I'm hoping.
No. Well, this is something to do with the mixed gender stuff. And then I'm gonna get back to. And then I got to tell you something else that's going on. So anyway, make a long story short, I go in the pizzeria, and I'm getting a slice of pizza, and I'm hanging out. I'm with two of my guys, you know, the Wolf Pack. And this girl was very nice. She came over. She gave me silverware. I said, "Honey, you got a cup for my soda?" She said, "Sure." She had long black hair, pretty, very. She wore like a very nice jacket she had on, and she went back to the cashier. She came over. She gave me a cup. She was very nice. I was done. She came over. She cleaned up. I said, "Thank you so much, honey." I said, "You're very, you're very, you're very kind." Anyway, so as we're walking out the store, Chris goes, "Yo, Jimmy, you know the chick you're talking to?" I go, "Yeah, that's a guy." I said, "Nah, come on, it's not a guy." He goes, "No, it's 100% a guy." I said, "That's impossible." I said, "She was gorgeous." He says, "It was a guy, bro. It was a guy." I said, "How do you know?" He goes, "We come up here all the time. We know that, that's a guy, So they brought me there, and I don't know if they were messing with me or what, but it was.
Jimmy, if you didn't know, you didn't know. Hey, it's like, hey, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, fuck it like a duck.
I had no idea, Lee. I mean,
well, look at the bright side. If you took her home, he's not going to get pregnant. There's a phone call going to Jimmy right now. It's the waitress calling. I know it's the waitress call. That's the waitress calling you. It's like,
no, that was a number from Kings Park. I don't know who the fuck that was. But,
if you took her home and you had sex, that's pretty good, because you have sex, and then after you have sex, you could have a meal. And because she was a guy, I say she's fairly strong. You go have a workout, she could spot you. Look, I don't see any negatives in this whole situation.
Jimmy, you got a good question here from Matt W. Would you do G for P if it meant saving Lee's life?
Well, what the fuck is G for P? I don't even know.
Gay for pay.
Lee, you might have to give him a primer on what G for P is.
G for P is like you do gay for pay. Like if
wait a minute, hold on.
Jimmy.
Wait a minute, Lee. Sid, where'd you come from?
Jimmy,
I thought he called me up.
You got to save my life.
I called you and told you that I was going to talk to Dave, right? So I did that.
Oh.
No, when did I ever say that I wanted no part of it? I was just going to produce the show. But then I figured, you know what? It'd be easier.
My life's in jeopardy right now, and you two want to have a discussion. Jimmy, this guy's got a gun to my head. He's got a gun to my head, but he's going to give you $5,000 to suck your cock to save my life. Jimmy, how are you going to save me?
Wait, he wants to suck my cock for
$5,000 to save my life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, what a friend. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's go.
I thought I was going to have to suck his cock.
That's a friend right there.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, hold on. He's got a gun to my head. For $10,000 to save my life, you're going to suck his cock. Jimmy, are you going to save me?
I knew you were going to step it up somehow. I knew that.
Jimmy, are you going to save me, Jimmy? $10,000.
Lee, whatever it takes. This is what I would do, all right? So if that was a situation and you had a gun to your head, and where'd the $10,000 come from?
His pocket after you suck his dick.
He's going to pay me $10,000?
Yeah, to suck his dick to save my life, Jimmy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The money is irrelevant here. The whole part is about saving Lee's life.
Right. So
if you'd be willing to go to that length for Lee.
So, Lee's a dear friend of mine,
Okay, take the 10,000 out of it. You got to suck his dick just to save my life.
Well, if he had a gun to your head and he said, listen, you got to suck my cock on blowing Lee's head off, I would say, okay, I'll do that. And then after I would suck his dick, then I would and I buried the motherfucker out there somewhere.
Now what you do first is
to pay don't tell no stories.
The pay him back was you saved my life. Now you take the gun, you put it to his head, you ass rape him, blow your nut in his ass, and then shoot him.
Yeah, it's got to. I mean, it can't go unpunished. It has to. There has to be some sort of.
The gun's too quick. You got to rape him first. Hey, we could tag team him, tag me in, and then we shoot him.
Okay. All right. So now that's over, Sid, you called me earlier, and you said, "Jimmy, can you go on with Lee?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely, yeah."
Yeah.
And you says, "Okay." I said, "Does Dave know we're on?" He goes, "No." That's what you said. So I says, "Oh boy." I said, "Okay." I said,
"What could go wrong?"
I said, "Maybe you should." So then you said, "You guys." I said, "What's you go?" I don't want any part of it. I said, "I'm out of it." I said, "Oh shit."
No, I didn't mean it that way. No. Hold on a second. So let me clarify.
He wants to plead the fifth in case he gets brought into a courtroom.
Well, that's what I thought, Lee. Because he said on the phone, I asked him, I go, "Yeah, Sid, what's up?" He goes, "I'm out of this." He goes, "You and Lee are on it."
Okay, so last week, Dave put, so essentially I am for lack of a better phrase, I'm the substitute teacher right now for RxMuscle, right?
Right.
Dave basically said, you're in charge. Whatever happens, it's under you. All right, good, great. So that's when I went to Lee, and I'm like, yo, how about this? Let's have you and Jimmy do, we've been talking about having the show for some time now, right? The Lee and Jimmy show. Finally, we had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But when you asked me, oh, did I ask Dave? No, I didn't specifically ask him about this show specifically. So you know what? That's when I hung up, and I'm like, let me just call Dave just so I can run it past him. Even though I figure he trusts me on this, but let me run it past him.
I put the seed in your head because after I said, does Dave know about it? You hung up the phone and you said to yourself, holy shit.
I should probably let him know. Dave, listen, I know you're in the hospital. I know you're recovering from heart surgery.
Yes.
But you're about to lose the channel. It's not going to end well.
That's why I took, because I knew when you called me and I put that seed in your head, I said, does Dave know me and Lee are doing it? And you were like, no. I said, oh boy. Right? So, then you hung up. You were probably thinking it was.
It's going to be like Lee Harvey Oswald. You're going to be the patsy. You're the one taking the fall for this.
So who hosted the After Hours, Sid?
No, so I was producing it. So I was completely in the background. Romano was hosting it.
Oh, okay.
But like everything as far as like, somebody's talking, camera goes on them or goes back to the group or what have you, that I was controlling. So I told Romano, I'm like, you control the conversation. Let me take that off your hands, like, producing the show, whatever. So worked out well. I mean, it was a good show.
All I learned from that show was everyone's a good guy from Greg, and he's a nice guy. And I like it. I like that.
So I couldn't make the show, obviously, because I was working. And
you didn't miss much. They're talking about Leo and murder and rape and hospitals, and it's just same stuff over and over.
Yeah.
Mr. G just sat there in awe watching and talked about his cookies.
His camera didn't freeze this time. The last week we had people they kept pointing out the fact that he was like frozen into the camera for like 35 minutes. Literally for 35 minutes, Mr. G was just like,
he wasn't. He's just listening like this.
And so people commenting like, "Yo, is Mr. G okay? Is Mr. G okay? Is Mr. G okay? Is he all right?"
I keep getting the question coming up all the time, and I must be out of the loop when they say, "Who is terrified of Jay Masters?" Who is Jay Masters in simple terms? Is that somebody important?
No, that's a very good question. So okay, let's put up Jay Masters on the screen. That's Lenny, by the way. Who is Jay Masters? Yeah, I know who Dale Chance is. Dale Chance a few years ago, I think he got into a car accident. We actually even posted on RxMuscle, prayers for Dale Chance. Hope he pulls through this, whatever we can do for you, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who Jay Masters is.
Yeah, who's Jay Masters?
We must be out of the loop. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we're getting too old.
All right, so for the audience here, who?
Is he like a basketball player?
No, I'm gonna guess he's part of the Delray Misfits, but I'm not exactly sure. Yeah,
someone just put up Delray Misfits. So
all right.
All right. So for the Delray Misfits in the audience and everybody else, come forward with some questions for Jimmy and Lee. Let's get some questions going. I'm producing the background. I'm probably gonna take myself out again, just put the questions up. But Sadiq is on the shoreline of Lake Genova. Nice.
Lake Genova.
Lake Genova.
Is that Jason Genova?
Yes.
Yes, you don't have to leave it on account of me and Lee. You're not going to get damaged in any way.
I'm not damaged.
If one for all and all for one, see, if one goes down, we're
going down. We're all going down together, brother.
All right, somebody's saying Mr. G's not even on this episode right now. Let's get some questions for Jimmy and Lee. That should be the all right, Lee, your favorite sex position. So there's a question. Thank you.
I don't have a favorite. I like if they're doing reverse cowgirl or they're just riding. Doggy's good, on their back with the legs right up, or even when they're side on, you're doing like scissors and you're holding one leg over your shoulder and you're banging them because you can playing the shit out of them really hard like
I've
that.
done that. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't really have a favorite. I'm not like head. Guys talk about all blowjob. I'm not really like blowjobs are fine, like a starting point or whatever, but there's too much other good stuff to worry about getting a blowjob. That's like fuck it. It's like, nah. No.
Okay, so we're getting some further information about Jay Masters. Apparently, he got kicked out of the Delaware Misfits for doxing a disabled girl. I don't even know if that's any true or not, but
actually, I actually got in trouble. Well, I didn't get in trouble, but I told you how I come out of a disabled toilet, right? Because you're thinking, all the toilets, you got to go. There's a disabled one. What are the chances? Well, fuck me. I go in the disabled toilet. Here comes fucking Mr. Stephen Hawking. Fucking
Stephen Hawking.
I undo the door. He goes, "Do you know that's for disabled people?" I said, "Yes, I do. But I, like other people, I do not want you to feel any different to me. So you have to wait to use the toilet like normal people." I said,
"Yeah,
you may use it. So fuck him."
You know, Lee,
why should they be able to go straight into a fucking toilet just because they're in a wheelchair? They're already sitting down. I've got to stand up and go, fuck, I got to pee. Us normal people who have legs have to wait. So this fucker can wait. Now he feels like everybody. He wait like everybody else.
Lee, so we got another important question here. Lee, I heard you wear tidy whities. Can you confirm?
No, I wear boxers. Look.
All right.
Nice.
So that's been dispelled. All right, what else do we got?
I don't like underpants.
I want to go back. Lee, I want to go back to Stephen Hawking for a minute, right?
Okay.
What were we doing that night?
Yeah, Jimmy. That you want to now?
Oh my God! What were we doing that night? What were we doing that night? We and you were on the phone. I don't think it was a show or anything. It was just me and you, right?
No, I just turned into Stephen Hawking on the phone for some reason.
No, we were talking about the flat Earth and everything, and then Stephen Hawkins. You said that we don't even know if that's really fucking him talking because it's a fucking computer.
It's just the computer.
Somebody put
well, how does he work the computer? Sid, do you know? Like when he's in the chair and his arms don't, his hands don't move. Like normal people with computer, they have a thing in their mouth and they can make it move.
Right.
As soon as he's got something with his eyes, I'm thinking it's like a ventriloquist doll. Someone asked him the question and his handler backstage is writing the fucking answers because he's not moving. Yeah,
it was very.
This is fucking bullshit. AI's doing the fucking speak for him.
So I have to say, so the way we tied it in, so that if we were. God forgive us, right? The guy was really suffering.
There is no God. God is made up.
Let me sit. I'll tell you because he's in the Hawkins mood. So the way we tied it in with the flat Earth and the black holes, because Stephen Hawking was talking about black holes in space and all of that, right? So me and
there is black holes, Jimmy.
How could this guy know about black fucking holes? He never leaves the fucking chair. I mean, like,
look at me, Jimmy. I'm in a hole.
These guys measure space and the solar system's 100,000 light years across. Just the Milky Way galaxy we live in is 100,000 light years across. Now, how the fuck do they know that? I mean, did somebody go up there and measure it with a laser measure? How do you
know a man walked on water and broke up fish and had 12 baskets left over to feed the thousands and the walls of Jericho come crumbling down and a burning bush spoke to somebody and a fucking snake said, "Eat the apple"? How do we know? Let me tell you how I know, Jimmy.
Anyway, make a long story short, that night, man, I laughed so hard that I actually
that went on for hours,
I had a 6-pack the next morning when I got up. My stomach was just I was in tears the way the whole thing.
It's one of those, when you have a laugh with a friend, Sid, and you just don't know what you're laughing about, but for hours you're just laughing about anything. And the thing was too, we weren't even stoned or on anything.
Was that the night that I was in bed and I was saying goodnight to you?
We don't have to go that
far. I was laying in bed with my glasses on like I normally do when I call you, right? I'm like, Lee, I want to say goodnight, right?
and then Sid says this. Here's his words. He's laying in bed talking to me. He goes like this. How did my boxer shorts get on the floor? I don't remember taking my shorts off.
That was another night.
No, that was another night. It's all blending into one.
So that night when my shorts came off, we were doing a live.
When your shorts come off, yeah.
we were doing a live thing that night, me and you, right?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we're on live on Instagram Live. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was drinking. I think I just got home from the restaurant.
And now LeBlue, he just said my shorts are off.
Yeah. And I was obliviated, and I called you, and we were getting.
Yep. He's got a call again.
I mean, that was so sudden.
Yeah.
We're getting a couple of questions. Oh, there he is. Right back. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Yep. No.
What is going on?
I have no idea who it is.
Jimmy, you have an offer for the picture behind you, for the metrics picture, $750.
Oh, sell it.
Metrics. Which one? Because
you have an offer on the table right now.
I have a couple of metrics pictures here. So I have that one, the one that Lee has, and
$750. Take it, Jimmy. Take it.
Then I have the one up there with the bench with the 765, whatever the hell it was.
Oh yeah, we don't need to go through. This is your fucking life, Jimmy. No,
that's not bad.
For $750, for God's sake.
Yeah. So I mean, there's several pictures here for metrics. I even have more.
Is that
over
framed? Does he want it framed for $750?
Yeah, YouTube Dave, do you want it framed for $750? Or Jimmy, is that an additional charge for framing?
No, does he want the one off the wall?
Do you want a pair of Jimmy's boxer shorts with it?
I could send them along. Yeah.
Yeah. Dirty.
I have plenty of them in the basket. I got to do laundry tonight.
What kind of watch am I wearing? S-Force watches. S-Force. Go to S-Force watches. Use Lee Priest and get a discount.
I'm live right now. Where are they?
Okay, Sid. Live. Okay.
Yeah, if he wants it for $750, yeah, I definitely he could have it for $750. There's no doubt.
Jay Masters wants to fight Jimmy. Jimmy, do you accept?
Oh, there won't be much of a fight.
Who the hell is James Masters?
No, exactly.
Tell him I got to know who my opponent is. I need some kind of information. Is he going to come to New York and fight me? Or I got to fight him wherever the hell he's from?
Where is he from?
Well, he got kicked out of the Misfits.
I'm going to guess, Misfits. Florida. So, yeah.
Well, Jimmy's going to Florida soon.
Yeah, I am in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Mr. G's going to be your corner man, Jay Masters, and you can just knock him out.
There you go.
Make him famous.
Lee, are you competing at the Masters Olympia? We've got like 5 people asking you that question.
No, not this year. Not this year, no. I got prior engagements. Jimmy's calling again. It's the telemarketers calling Jimmy.
Sorry, I keep getting this Kings Park number. I don't know who. I have to block the number. I don't know what it is. But anyway.
Where's Kings Park? What's in Kings Park?
Kings Park is probably about
the gay
30,
area.
There's a lot of gays there. So it's 30, about 30 minutes from my house eastbound.
That's like one of like the ritzy areas of Long Island.
Ooh, whoever it is, they want
Jimmy's
now George
is
calling
right now.
me. George is calling me now.
Mr.
What
G.
is going on right now? Lee, how much do you bench? That's
I don't bench anymore. From the time I got to America, I used to use dumbbells. So at Gold's Gym, 180-pound dumbbells when I was 21. I used them. I'd stay around the 140, 150s. And it was a funny story when I was at the gym. Billy Smith was training with Jim Quinn, and my friend went to introduce them to me. They're like, "Hey, Jim and Billy, this is Lee from Australia." They went, and they just fucking walked off. I went, "Well, that's pretty rude." But the next day, this 20-year-old is 180 dumbbells, just repping them out, set after set. I put them down. They walk over and go, "Wow, that's really impressive." So from that day on, I earned their respect by using the 180-pound dumbbells. Until then, they didn't want to know me. But after that, and then when I went to World Gym, Joe Gold made me these beautiful 200-pound dumbbells.
What else?
Jimmy Quinn and Billy Smith. I used to train with them over there in the Gold Gym. I'm surprised I didn't run into you over there back in the day. Yeah.
Lee, are you going to run for Prime Minister of Australia?
Yes, I am. It's about time these politicians look, because I don't believe in parties. I don't believe in Democrat, Republican, or Liberal and Labor here. It should be just one group of people, say like, how many people are in Congress? Couple of hundred people made up of retired metal workers, bus drivers, everyone, people who actually been in the real world and know what it's like to live on a wage and have to do a fucking budget and know what it's like out there with medical and, know what groceries cost and how much petrol is. I want a government made up of people like this. Different ideas, of course, but the main idea is that all these people who live in the real world are there for the benefit of everybody, to benefit the country and people living in the country, not to benefit big corporations from overseas and line the pockets of fucking Saudis and everybody else, Ukraine people and this shit. We're going to work on Americans and putting America first. I sound like Trump, but it's true. You put your own country first and your people first and you get them situated. I'm not into this race religion shit because we're all part of the human race. So it doesn't matter who you are, what color you are. You can all do the same shit in the country you're in. The only thing stopping you is you. So if you're not where you want to be in life, I'll tell you now, look in the fucking mirror. It's because of you. That's the reason. It's not because you're black, you're white, you're trans, you're gay, you're whatever. It's because of you and your attitude. That's not why you're not where you want to be. Because you see here in America and Australia, people go, look at these people coming in, taking our jobs, doing this, doing that. You know why? Because they come from countries that have nothing. So when they get to America or Australia, they see these opportunities that I can become anything, do anything, and make lots of money. Us people being born here, we take it for granted and we shit on it. So wake the fuck up, go out, get a fucking job and make something of yourself. There you go. Vote one, Lee Priest.
I like it. I like
Priest for Prime Minister.
Yeah, they should feel, they should feel what it is to have back pain and be fucking tired after a hard day's work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not being a fucking 40-year fucking politician. No, nothing but just bullshit.
Some of those politicians, there needs to be an age limit on a politician because some of them, when you're getting in your 70s and 80s and you're getting like Biden, it's time to retire. Let newer minds in, fresher minds, younger people. Not some of the younger woke ones, fuck them. But I mean, some of the younger ones who are level-headed, get them in there.
Well,
no, it's also that, and you cannot have career politicians in office for the better part of 35, 40 years where there is no getting them out, no getting anybody else in. But look, I think the biggest thing is this. Like, I am not a Republican or Democrat. I do not side with any. I think that's dogmatic. I think that's just, it's I mean, it's quasi picking a religion essentially, right? If you are going to side with one party and just believe every single thing that they have to say, depending on whatever extreme, part of the spectrum you're trying to, abide by, then you're playing the game of politics, which is exactly what we have in this country, in the U.S., in Australia, maybe even to a much more extreme level.
Too, it's not even politics now. Have you noticed? It's like when I lived over there, even here in Australia, it's politics, but it's the whole race. It's everything. They're doing everything they can to divide people. Where people hate people. You're Republican, I'm Democrat. You hate each other. I'm black, you're white. You're Muslim, you're this, you're that. We hate each other. It's like everybody. If you look at it in a whole, we all have more in common than we do differences. As a whole being, we all want to go to work, help our families. You'll help your neighbor. It doesn't matter if your neighbor's Asian, black, whatever. You help them just because that's what you do. We're humans. We care for other humans. So. But yet the way the media goes and everything else, they're trying to drive us apart where we need to fucking wake up, all come together. Because if we all stand together, the government would be in shit. Because one person goes, what difference can I do? But sometimes you can't. I always said, look, one piece of string, you can snap it. But get millions of pieces of string, wove them all together. You have an unbreakable piece of rope that you can never fucking break. And that's what people need to do. Put your differences behind because they're stupid. What you're arguing over now is petty little shit. It's not, it doesn't matter. Come together, work together, and the place will, it's like I say too, even with the Bible, the faith that people have in the Bible or the Quran, whatever. I said, now take that faith that you have in that and put that same faith into your fellow human being. The world would be a great place. If you could have the same faith in the fellow human, you'd all come together and we'd get along. So, but they don't want us getting along. That's the crazy thing. And you're falling for it.
That's again, for those that believe in God, believe in the commandment of God, that's going to be, again, that's kind of where I fall as well. But the biggest thing for me is where you have politicians that are not working for the interests of their people. You want to work for the interests of somebody 3,000 miles away. You want to make laws, directives based off the best self-interest of, because what? You're trying to get somebody on your side because what? They have deep pockets from somebody behind a curtain.
Yep.
And that's how the world has been dictated. That's how politics have been dictated. And everyone who keeps, yelling for this politician, that politician, you're playing right into their hands.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I read the comments. You're like, oh, Trump, DeSantis. I'm like, if you're actually falling for that, you are part of exactly what we're talking about. You're part of the problem because you're falling for the Civil War. You're falling for, look, you had the Republican Party, and now that's further divided. First you had one people, then it was, all right, it's Democrat, Republican. Oh, we'll start to add some more parties. All right, within the Republican Party, all right, now it's DeSantis, now it's Trump. Somebody else is going to come along too. They're going to take their share of the people. And what's going to end up happening is that you're going to have people literally faction upon faction, division upon division. And who ends up winning in all this? The people in the background.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
That's all about the change, Sid. That's all about
the change. And it doesn't matter who's in. They're all the same. That's why, imagine if everyone in America just blocked politics out and went about their daily life, helping people, doing what they could in business, this and that. The world would be a better place. But we're so focused on politicians and what they're doing. Like you said, they're only helping themselves and their higher up friends in the higher echelons. They're not helping you. They're not helping that homeless person on the street. They're not helping that vet that's come back from a war and he's had his legs blown off. They're not helping these people. They're just worried about themselves. They'll come on, they'll say, oh, we listen to the people, we hear the people. No, you don't. You're all tone deaf. You're not listening or hearing anybody. And that's what I liked about the old days, in France and some of those countries, when the king and queen ignored the people that much, the people finally said, screw this, revolution, stormed the castle, killed the king. They took the streets.
Yeah. Yes, they took the streets. They chopped off heads. They did what they had to do because they know that the power was within the people. The same politicians, the same exact politicians that talk about that we love the troops, we support the troops. Do you? Why is it in this country that we have this pandemic of veteran suicides, veteran homelessness, of veterans' mental issues, physical issues not being met, not ever being met, not being part of your budget that you're putting out there, despite the fact that you're going out there telling everyone to love God, family, flag. But when it comes to actually supporting the troops, actually supporting those that gave their lives and limbs to defend our freedoms in this country, that's where you go silent, or that's where all of a sudden you abstain from voting for that. But again, to your followers, you want to put it out there that you're a patriot. You're all for the troops. You're not. It's all an act. It's all fake.
There should be a law passed. If you're a politician and you're in there and you vote for war, to go to war, any politician that has children, your children should be first on the front line to go to war. If you're going to send other kids out there and other families' children, you send your own. If you're that for war and you think that's what's going to solve it and that's what you're for, send your kids first.
I agree. All right, guys, I got to slip back into the background. People coming over, but you guys finish up. I'll still be manning in the background.
Okay, Lee, tell us about the scenario. Jimmy, you can answer this. Tell us about the scenario where you and Jimmy were hugging and kissing.
We what?
If I can just make it up, Jimmy, make it sound good. Tell me about the scenario, Jimmy, where you and I were hugging and kissing.
Well, that was probably out in California, right?
Exactly. Very trans, happy, bi, gender neutral state that we're in.
That's right. We were hanging out. We had a couple of glasses of wine, and then we care about each other very much, and we started.
That's the night you brought me that nice steak dinner at the hotel. Remember?
Because you came downstairs and you thought you were going to order a bullshit hamburger in front of me.
Yeah.
And I said, don't order. I said, sit down. I said, you're going to eat it because she was sweating and everything. I said,
that's right. I was going hypoglycemic, so. Even if Jimmy, I want to put it this way, even if Jimmy did rape me later on, at least he brought me a nice big steak meal first.
I fed you first.
Exactly. So it wasn't as bad. It wasn't like I didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, I remember I was downstairs waiting for you. And all of a sudden
you had the flowers at the table and everything. I said, "Where's Jimmy?"
Yeah, I had the flowers already. They're already wilting. You took so long. So anyway, you finally came down. And I was looking at you. I said, Lee, what's wrong? And you were sweating like, I said, did you fucking eat? No, I ate this morning. I said, you got to fucking eat, man. I said, look at you. I said, sit down. And then the lady come over. She said, I'll take a hamburger fry. I said, no, no fucking hamburger. I said, you're getting a fucking. I said, get him a fucking ribeye steak right now. I'll take one too. And that's what we did. We ate.
But I did eat the hamburger first, didn't I? I had the hamburger first.
You did, yeah. While you're waiting for the steak, you did. You actually did eat the hamburger. Yeah,
and then I
because the
didn't
guy
get
brought
dessert too. I got something for dessert as well. Was it lemon meringue?
Yeah, we did. We had some kind of a cake too after that. Yeah.
What about the other night though? The other night after that, when we had the food truck out the back.
That was pretty cool.
Jimmy thought, okay, I got Lee once and I pegged him once. I don't need a steak tonight. I can just take him to the fucking food truck now.
Well, you know what they say in Italy: a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. You know, so I figured I feed you first.
In your case, through his asshole. But fuck, who's talking?
Yeah. No, but we had a lot of fun out in California. I really did. I had a really good time out there. I actually.
Well, just remember October, people. A pole on gym in New Jersey in October. I'm going to try and get back to the States before then, but I think May I'm going to Spain because I'm going to Spain in May. But then in October, I'm going to come to a pole on gym for the Superstar Seminar, but I'm going to stay at like almost 2 weeks. So I'm only at the gym for like a day or two for the seminar, but then I'm going to hang out with Jimmy around that area for like a week or so.
Where's that gym at? As you said, it was in New Jersey?
In New Jersey somewhere. I'm not sure whereabouts in New Jersey, but a pole on gym. I'm going to be there for a Superstar Seminar, and then I'm going to hang out and live Jimmy's life for a week. We're going to go to the restaurants, the cantinas. I'm going to go to work with Jimmy in the truck and sit in the truck.
Oh, you'll enjoy that. At least I got a new truck now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's Apollo Gym. Is that what you said it was?
Apollon. APPOLLON, I think. Apollon Gym.
Oh, Apollon. I have to look it up, see where it is.
Yes, I am at Sam's. Somebody said I at Sam's Fitness. Yes, I'm at Sam's Fitness recording videos at Sam's today as well. And then tomorrow I'm going to Papa Macros. That's my food prep people. I got to go to where they make the food. I'm going to put a little special something in it for the people.
So how the hell do they know you're at Sam's Fitness?
Probably because when I do Sam's Fitness, this banner, ATX, that's like equipment. They have like good heavy equipment, power racks and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Look what I brought on the way down here, Jimmy, because it was on sale. I might bring out my feminine side, but I brought this on the way down because it was $2. Plant protein vegan shake. I haven't drank it yet, but I'm guessing it's going to taste like shit.
Yeah.
But it was cheap.
What made you get that?
It was $2. The other ones were $4.50. I was being cheap.
Oh, I thought like you had a special interest in that
No,
particular
and this
drink.
one here actually, this one had
fucking cheap.
This one had 20 grams of protein. The one for $4.50 only had 15 grams of protein. But technically, probably when I have one sip, I'll throw it out. So I'm only going to get 2 grams of protein anyway.
Don't tell me that's your dinner now.
No, Jimmy, this is what I got. This is just my snack bag. This is what I got.
I'm starting to feel like I'm watching Greg Valentino now because you're pulling everything out from under the desk there.
3 bananas.
Oh, look at that.
This is some fruit cake. When I get to the hotel, my friend put a little bit of marijuana oil in it, edibles.
Oh, nice. Oh, that'll help you.
Another salted caramel vegan protein.
Damn.
A low sugar crunch bar because I like the low sugar crunch bars because when I have this one that's not sugar, the birthday cake one, it sort of balances it out. And then I have another oatmeal, and then I have another oatmeal, and then another crunch bar, and I have some cashew nuts. That's just my snacks for while I'm filming.
Jeez, wow.
There's a lot of carbohydrates there, as you can see, and the edibles, marijuana cake. I'll have that now.
That's just for the hotel room tonight, all that stuff?
Oh, that's just snack show. The hotel has a good little cafe. I'll go down there and get some food and that as well, but that's just for my snacks. Like that's almost like when I'm driving.
You're not at home right now? You're out of town?
No, I'm down in Sydney. Someone just paid $2 for Jimmy. Does Jimmy know about Tartanian and the mud flood. Tartanian. Do you know about the mud flood and the Tartarian? Tartanian?
Sounds interesting, though.
Yes, Brocade. That's just my snacks for one day. Let me show you how to build a Lee Priest. Yeah, well, Lee's going to go to the Trumps. Get the Trumps. You mean I'll get the dumps after eating that? The mud flood. What's the mud flood? Is that like diarrhea or something? Lee, can you spell your name? No, do not ask me fucking hard questions. Someone says, how is Big Rob? Actually, a serious question. How is Big Rob? Is Big Rob, is he still around? Is he still sane, or what's happening with Big Rob? Maybe
I don't know.
Somebody here. Lee, you look like a twerp but with that face mask. Yes, the face tattoo. I'm glad you noticed it. I had one for 14 years, and then I put another one on. It's like, man, imagine how pathetic your life is that you've got to comment on a man's face tattoo. Unbelievable. Oh, Lee, you got a face tattoo. Well, fuck. I wondered what that was. Fucking hell. I thought it was the creases from my pillowcase.
So, Lee, did you hear what happened over here in Pennsylvania?
Was that the mud flood?
Well, that's what reminded me of the story. That's
I saw the hurricanes. That was in Mississippi, though, wasn't it?
That was in Mississippi.
Before you go on, Jim, I just want to ask the people of America one question. Yeah. Why the fuck would you buy a house and live in an area called Tornado Alley? Yeah. Now, just using your fucking head.
The same reason why you bought that $2 vegan drink.
Would you live in a street called? Hi, what street do you live on? I live at number 58, Torrential Flood. It's like, what the fuck?
How about just flood zone? Period. You know.
Okay. So what happened in Pennsylvania? They took down the Rockies. That's Philadelphia.
So you heard about there was some kind of a spill, a chemical spill, and I don't know. My brother was telling me something happened with the.
Was that the train one a while ago? Or is this a new one?
They have no water in Pennsylvania. Everybody, they can't drink the water. Yeah, everything got poisoned, so they're in a bad shape over there. And then I don't know if my brother says
that's
something.
Probably a plan. That's probably a big plan for something else, you know.
It definitely is a plan. I mean, listen, how many train wrecks have there been in the United States?
Well, how many of those was it? You know where they store all the food storage places.
Right.
How many of them have burnt down, and 3 of them got hit by light aircraft? What are the chances that 3 light aircraft are going to fucking crash into food storage facilities?
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, people, people say, well, conspiracy. No, fuck no conspiracy. I mean, who the hell, how many train derailments can we have in a couple of months? I mean, we had a lot of train derailments already. Yeah. Like you said, small aircraft.
Back in the old days, you could probably see that happening, train derailments or trains colliding on the same track. With all the technology we've got today, the trains have got computers and shit like the aircraft. They know where the trains are. They know where the stop signals are. So how 2 trains can get on the same track, or how 1 train can be at a certain speed and takes the corner too hard and derails, or the track's messed up. Come on now.
Exactly. Then how about all the chemical plants exploding and burning up and all this other shit that's
what about MHP flight 370 or whatever still disappeared 10 years ago. A whole jumbo jet just disappeared.
Yeah, they're still talking about that too. I mean, so to me, I think there's more of a plan going on behind the scenes here, and people just don't want to accept it. It's kind of like when we talked about the flat Earth and the moon. When we do those experiments, Lee, with me and you, when the moon is going to the west over here, and I get you on FaceTime. I mean, it's the shit we do. You really shouldn't be able to see.
Well, look, people think we're doing experiments because we're looking at the moon and the sun in the same spot. The moon's here, the sun's there. We're seeing half the moon though, but yet the sun's here, so there's nothing in the middle causing a shadow.
Right.
But what I want to say is, Jimmy, even though we're doing experiments, I just love watching the sun and moon rise with you on the FaceTime.
I loved it too, actually, Lee. I have to admit it. I did. Yeah.
Even though it was an
was fun.
experiment, I'm thinking, here I am. Here's Jimmy watching the sunset, and here I am on the other side of the world watching the sunrise with my good friend Jimmy.
And the messed up thing is, as I'm watching the.
Yep. He just did. There's an eclipse. That's what you call a solar eclipse. Just hit us, Jimmy.
So when I was watching the sun,
yeah,
setting, and in the west, and the sun was a certain height, and then I called you, and you videotaped the sun almost the same height coming up in your east over there in Australia. I thought that was kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because
you shouldn't be. If I can see the sun fully, you shouldn't be able to see it where you are.
Absolutely not.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Did you ever think about this? Cause God is great. Did you ever think that God loves Jimmy and Lee and said, you know what? I'm going to let Jimmy and Lee see the sun at the same time because they're such great people. I'm going to make this miracle happen that Jimmy's going to watch the sun go down and Lee's going to watch it come up. No one else can see it, just Jimmy and Lee.
Well, that's pretty much what happened, right?
I think so. Thank you.
And the moon too. we did the moon too. The same thing with the moon. Unbelievable.
And then you know what we need to do, Jim, is call each other and lay there and make shapes out of the clouds.
We'll do that in the summer when it gets warmer out. This way I can lay outside. Right now it's a little too cold,
Yeah. I wonder if you'll see the same cloud that I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's a good question. We got to check. We got to try that.
I wonder if if we see the same cloud, we know it's fucked up.
Yeah. If we see the same cloud, I think we have problems.
Jimmy goes, I think it looks like a dog. I say, Jimmy, that's a fucking rabbit. It's a fucking rabbit. I can see it's a rabbit.
Holy Jesus. I don't know.
This is a good show. Hold on. $5. Will Jimmy be at a poll on Jim? Tell him to bring the picture. I'll swing by. YouTube Dave said, when I'm at that gym in New Jersey, if you bring the signed picture, he'll give you the $750. Guess who's having steak that night?
Oh, he wants me to bring the picture to the gym. Your appearance?
Yeah, and he'll give you $750 for the signed picture. Oh, he'll even give you a Muscle Mobster T-shirt for that.
I'll throw that in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
actually, we'll even take YouTube Dave to dinner. If he's giving you $750 for the picture, we'll take him to McDonald's.
Yeah. Why not, man? That's a fair thing,
If you want Jimmy to suck you off or do anything else, you have to negotiate that with Jimmy.
Oh my God. So anyway, I'll actually sign the photo there.
Well, YouTube Dave says thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. So YouTube Dave, a poll on Jim in October. Watch my Instagram so you know the dates I'll be there. Jimmy will be there because Jimmy has to be there because after the seminar, I'm going back to Jimmy's place to hang out with Jimmy and the weapons. And then, you can take a photo with Jimmy. You can train with Jimmy. I'm just going to pimp you out. $750 for a picture. Oh, man. By the time you leave there, you're going to be rich. You might have a sore ass and a bit of jizz around your mouth, but fuck it. $20 is $20, Jimmy.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't turn money down, man.
Yeah, exactly. Not at our age. Shit.
Oh my God. I work very hard for my money, believe me. Too hard at my age.
Reminds me of a song. She works hard for the money. So
I gotta make up a country song, about my life. I was thinking about that the other day.
What would the title be? What would the title be of a song?
I think it would be The Road of Tears or something like that,
The Road of Tears.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Though you could have that because normally I thought sadness, but then there are tears of joy. So throughout the song, you have tears of joy and tears of sadness.
It's got a nice balance,
It does. At first, I thought that's just going to be a sad song, but no, there are tears of joy. So what it's going to be about is your life, how you've come through the training, this and that, the passing of your mother and everything else, and that's the sad tears. And then it gets to where you met me, and then that's where it turns into happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm going to throw it all in this. So I'm going to start writing that, putting that song together. And I'll put it together. Then I'll
if you go on AI, there's an app called, do you know what it is, Sam? It's GTP or something. There's an artificial intelligence app. And
really?
it can, because it searches you on the internet, so it knows all about you. But if you give it words like tears, your mother's name, or your training and that, it actually writes songs. It will write song for you. Yeah, it does. It does contracts, like business contracts. It writes speeches. That's something GTP. Does somebody know what it is in the comments here? It's an AI app. I actually wrote it. I said write some positive quotes from Lee Priest, and it actually wrote. It searches the web, so it must know what I say on YouTube, and it wrote all these quotes that actually sounded like me. Yeah, chat. Is it chat GPT? Yeah. Chat GPT. No. Chat. Oh, he's gone. I'll wait for him to come back.
Sorry, it was
chat.
King's Pocket.
It's called Chat GPT.
Let me write this down. Chat.
CHAT and then GPT.
GPT?
Yeah, and it's just like artificial intelligence, and you give it information and it does everything. There's one you can pay for. Do the free one. Use the free one, and it does everything. It's like, it's incredible.
So it's Chat GPT.
Yeah. Google that. Then you can go in there. You can give it like words of a song you want. You can click on the bit where it says songs, and you give it like your ideas of training or your mother, and then this and that, and then give it the main words you want in the song, like the tears and that and this and that, and it'll write you the whole song. You'll have to do the melody, of course, but it'll write you the song.
All right, I'm gonna check that out then, because that sounds very interesting.
It does everything. People are using it to write contracts, resumes, everything. It's like my friend who's a comedian. They put in his like name and that, and then it must search the web and sees what he does and says, and it wrote him all these jokes and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Cyberknife. I gotta check that out, because
Terminators are taking over, Jimmy. We're screwed.
The who?
How many times a week do I work out? Mario, I work out every day. Lee, you queer. Yes, I'm very queer. Queer eye for the straight guy. Don't knock it till you try it. I told you. Nothing's better than if your missus has a period or your missus having a bad day. There's nothing better than going to the gym with James, and James have a good workout. After workout, we have a feed. On the ride back in the car, you get a hand job. I'm winning. Where is the negative in that, I ask you? Where is the negativity in that? Huh?
Oh, my God. I wonder if Dave is watching this show.
Dave has just been wheeled back into the emergency room. He's just...
I can't even tell you how many times this King's Park number has called me.
Wind of War. Yes, that's what I am saying. Chat GPT. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Do you want me to say it again?
Chat
now,
GPT.
Dave was doing great. He just got halfway through his show and his thing was going. Beep, 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 beep,
Yeah, he probably turned it off.
They're giving him stuff now to like slow his heart rate down, because he's just going through the roof. He's just seeing species. He's just being species, and the whole company being overtaken by the woke because of what we've just done on this show.
I think we're pretty mellow on this show. I don't think we really. We've done some crazier stuff than what we're doing now. You know, exactly. I got to call him tomorrow. I called him yesterday. I wanted to talk to him, man. And I know he's busy and he's in a hospital. Probably his family's there, but I got to give him a shout tomorrow, see if he answers tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yes. So we're sending all our best wishes to Dave again, because trust me, get ready for it now. Yeah. When he comes out of hospital for the next month, Jimmy, he's left me. Jimmy, don't leave me when I'm giving you a speech. Jimmy, come back to me, Jimmy. Jimmy's been wiped out, Sid. He's been gone. This is the long call. Dave has taken over. Well, what I was going to say is, Sid, because I know you're there listening, when Dave comes back and he gets back into the swing of things, I reckon it's going to be 2 months that we're going to hear about Dave's operation, what he went through, how no normal person could go through that, how the doctors said to him, if it wasn't for your strong heart and your muscularity and stuff, we have not seen people recover like this. And then he'll say, he saw a pigeon. That was his father that gave him the strength to carry on. When he was laying in bed, he looked out that hospital window and he was in pain, and he thought, oh, I just can't take it anymore. A pigeon landed there. That was his father. Almost like Mickey in the Rocky, where he says, get up, you bum. Get up, because Mickey loves you. The pigeon loved him, and he got up, and we're going to hear about Dave's hospital antics for the next 2 months, at least. But that's okay. We love you, Dave. Jimmy's been kicked out, so I guess, Sid, we'll close the show down. It was great chatting to people on here. Lee's the captain now. That's right. Imagine if I just run all these shows. I'd get the people on the whack pack. I'd say, shut up. You're fucking all over talking over each other. You're talking about shit. I know I can't be on the whack pack. I think to go on the whack pack, you have to have done jail time. What's Mr. G doing on there? I don't think he's done jail time, has he? Or has he? Fuck, I don't know. I could just stay online and keep talking. Jimmy, there you're back.
Yeah. That was I got a phone call.
I noticed, Jimmy. You actually took the call. What the fuck?
That was Sid. All right, so he said call it a wrap or whatever. So it's
I did. I was just wrapping it up then. I was just saying thank you, everyone, this and that. I was just talking about how when Dave comes back, we're going to hear about his operation for 2 months at least. He's going to talk about it.
The poor guy. He went through hell, you know.
How no one else could go through what he went through because he was so strong mentally. And he got the prayers and the love of everybody. That's what helped him through it. You know, he'll bullshit like that. Thank everybody. You know, we know he's full of shit. Jimmy's born again. Okay, Sid, wrap it up. Thank you, Jimmy. Thanks. Great talking to you.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I enjoyed getting together with you, Lee.
I'll see you on FaceTime. I'll see you on FaceTime later after you had a few, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, when I get in my pajamas, I'll give you a call.
Oh, if those pants happen to fall off again, Jimmy, don't worry about it.
All right, brother.
Nothing I haven't seen before.
All right, man.
Okay, and as we say here, what happens in California stays in California.
Absolutely. I want to say good night to everybody. Thank you for joining us on the show.
And if you're in Australia, good morning, everybody.
And if you want me and Lee to continue, just write in and let's sit down.
Give us ideas, give us topics to talk about. We don't say the truth hurts on here. How do we close the show? Do we say the truth hurts? Because the truth hurts on the other show. We just say here, we don't take the bullshit. We keep it real. So fuck you all and good night.
Exactly.
Author Conqueror.